They also have the ability to propagate forever. iPS cells thus represent new potential for treating diseases and injuries that would otherwise be considered incurable. The iPS cells in the following story are in the process of research and development. Press the button below to begin the story.
So actually we have here this model is explaining a little bit about the idea that DNA is actually integral inside the cell. Roughly, the actual DNA that we have inside our cells is 2 meters long. If you actually try to match with this particular model, this line would be 40 kilometers long. で、DNA の中の株ですね、どんなものですか？実は、地球の生命はみんな DNA を持っています。そのいろいろな生き物によって、その DNA が違います。その、カエルの DNA、鳥の DNA、牛の DNA、あともちろん人間の DNA。結局、DNA はみんなの体として設計するかというのはある程度難しいことかもしれないので、セキュリティのマニュアル、私たちの体のマニュアルとか、and each living being has a different DNA. That's basically what the concept is. So you have frog DNA, you have pig DNA, you have people DNA, and so on. So essentially that DNA is a manual. It's a way to actually use and understand how our work. で、今日は、その DNA についていろいろと行いますので、何の DNA を聞くのは、これからちょっと見せられる。皆様、今日はこれを使います。これは何だと思いますか？ So today we're going to use this to extract DNA. What do you think that is? これは何だと思いますか？そういうぐらいの意見をいただいたんですけど、どうですか？
Hello. How are you feeling? Well, today I'm going to tell you about a treatment for spinal cord injuries using iPS cells. I want to make sure that you listen closely, understand what I say, and think real hard about whether you want to try this treatment. So if there's anything that confuses you or makes you uncomfortable, please let me know. And why don't I begin my explanation? First, I'd like you to look at this. This is what your spinal cord looks like right now. Your spinal cord is a thick nerve that stretches from your brain down the length of your spine and plays a vital role in how you move your body. This important part of your body was badly hurt in your accident. Once spinal cord cells have been damaged, they never recover. Normally, you would just have to wait for the inflammation to subside and then undergo therapy to acclimate you to life in a wheelchair. But in your case, there's a treatment available for injured spinal cords using iPS cells. Alright, then let's begin from the beginning. I want you to get an idea of what iPS cells are all about. iPS cells are special cells that can turn into various cells in the body. We all started out as a single cell called a zygote, which had the potential to create any of the body's cells. As we grew, our cells took on all sorts of different roles. Hey, that's not a bad way to put it. These iPS cells that I want to tell you about are cells that have recovered this ability to turn into various other cells. I guess you could say that. They also have the ability to propagate indefinitely, which makes them very useful in treatments. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. The iPS cells used in treatments are made from someone else's blood. All your body cells contain the instructions for your whole body, and with a special procedure, blood cells can be turned into iPS cells. The first thing we do is find iPS cells that match your type, and make neural stem cells out of them. That's right, just like when you match blood types for a blood transfusion. Cells come in many types, and can only be used if they match. Once we've grown enough neural cells, you could undergo surgery. In the simplest terms, we would open up your spine, make an incision in a membrane called the dura mater, and transplant neural cells directly into your spinal cord. If everything goes smoothly, you might be able to walk again. There's no absolute guarantee. Your body might reject the transplant, and the transplanted cells might become cancerous or cease functioning. Well, let's see. There's also a medicinal treatment. That's right, but using medicine presents its own problems. The medicine's called HGF, and it provides the remaining spinal cord cells with nutrients. But judging from the state of your spinal cord, it's been too long since the accident for HGF to have much effect. Because we match the cell types, the risk of rejection is very low. That's something we're careful to check. As for the risk of cancer, we'll just have to keep an eye on you long term, and you'll still have to work hard at rehabilitation and learn to live with your injury. That's about it for my explanation. Do you have any questions? Well, there are a variety of detailed materials through the curtain on your left. Take some time to look over them. Have you given it some thought? Well, would you like to use iPS cell therapy to treat your spinal cord injury? If so, press yes. If not, press no. The preceding story was based on research currently underway. In Japan, some 5,000 people suffer spinal cord injuries every year. The neuron axons in the spinal cord break apart, preventing the brain signals from reaching anywhere below the injured area, causing loss of sense and feeling. Treatments using iPS and other cells are currently being developed for use within the first 4 weeks following injury. New medicinal treatments are also in the process of being developed and tested. See the exhibit outside for more details.